Hello, Sagittarius Sun, Libra Moon. My name is Tanya, and I'll be doing a year ahead reading for you. This is going to cover the next 12 months, specifically December through November of next year. I'll be pulling 12 cards, one card per month, and then I'll also pull a card from the bottom of the deck for some additional messages or information or possibly a general theme for the year ahead. So now with a Libra Rising, that means your sun is most likely in the third house. That is the house of communication, of media, and I believe also short distance travel. And with your sun there, and it's not everyone's sun will be in that house, but most likely it's in the third house. You may be, and with your Sagittarius there, and Sagittarius is also known for travel. You may be someone who travels for work or really likes going on short trips. You could be someone also maybe who blogs about travel or has in some way communicates about it. Or you could be into religion and perhaps be a preacher or a leader within a religious organization or area. Or you could also be into teaching. You could be a professor involved with travel in some way, or an instructor, maybe a flight attendant. Anything's possible, right? And with Libra as your rising, other people may see you as someone who has a very balanced view of the world in general, and someone who can see both sides of an issue and come to a compromise when it's needed. So let's see what the cards have for you for the year ahead for Sagittarius Sun and Libra Rising. Okay. Straighten up my cloth here. There we go. Okay, so December, we have the Two of Pentacles. I'll bring it down a little bit just in case. Two of Pentacles. And then in January, we have the Hierophant. In February, we have the King of Swords. In March, we have the Seven of Pentacles. In April, the Knight of Cups. In May, the Empress. In June, the Tower. In July, the Knight of Pentacles. In August, the Ten of Wands. September, the Wheel. October, the Two of Swords. And in November, the King of Wands. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful card. So I'm going to take an overall look here and see if anything pops out to me as a message or information for the year ahead. And then we'll get into each month. So give me a moment here. So right away it feels like there's a lot of information incoming. You may be overwhelmed by some of it and several choices or key choices to make over this year. Possible shakeup to mid-year. Choices. The word choices keeps popping up. So you have many choices this year. Now the overall card here we have is the Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles are an earth element. And I like to think of them as having to deal with tangible things that you can touch and feel. They're also about finances. So think your home life and the things that you purchase to create your home, to make your home feel like home to you, to put your impression on things. This can also be related to work, which is what you would do to earn your material things. The Queen of Pentacles, she is very nurturing, very much that Earth Mother vibe. She's confident. She's not worried about where funds are coming from. She knows they're coming in. She's someone you could look to for advice. And if this is resonating with you and feeling like your energy, you may have people coming to you this year for advice. So just respond with compassion and wholesomeness. Just be true to you when you respond. And just be confident that you'll have what you need when you need it throughout this year. Plus some is what it feels like. So let's see what we have here for individual cards. So starting out here in December, we have the Two of Pentacles. Now, twos can be about commitments. They can be about, I want to say the word contentment for some reason. Let's put it out there. Couples, duality. The Two of Pentacles in particular is asking you to find balance, to make that a priority for yourself. Balance between work. It's a work-life balance, right? The tried and true statement there, work-life balance. You want to make sure you're not overworking. At the same time, you don't want to take too much time off, or you don't want to spend too much time playing versus working. So the key here for December is balance. Find balance. Otherwise, you're going to feel off kilter, and you may have your energy drained. You may be feeling tired, because you need to maintain that balance and find ways to make sure that you're bringing in or generating as much energy as you're putting out. And then coming up here in January, we have the Hierophant. This is a major arcana card, so this could be the result of this month, could be something that shifts your perception of something, like a fundamental shift in yourself. The Hierophant is a teacher or an authority figure, someone who knows the rules, the laws, the way things should be done. So this is someone, you may be in a community class or something like that, or going to some sort of event where you're learning about a new technique or a new way of thinking or a new way of communicating for you. But it's some event or something happening here in January where you're learning something. You're learning the basics, the root causes, if you will, or the root of a particular area. Getting those basics in. So I guess for January, it's just back to basics is what's coming up. Well, we'll roll with it. So seeking that venue, seeking the venue or the person that you want to learn from or be inspired by or with, that's going to be a key to this, to helping it stick for you. So go with what feels right. Go to those, the ones that you're feeling drawn to are the ones that you should attend or pay attention to at a minimum. I mean, it could even be something on YouTube by someone who's known for that area or has expertise in that area that you have heard of from others with success there. Then we're moving into February, where we have the King of Swords. Swords are about our thoughts, ideas, communication, knowledge. The King of Swords is feels like he's hard, like a taskmaster almost, but he's very focused. He knows exactly what he wants. He's not afraid to tell it to you like it is, and he'll make a swift decision. There's no lollygagging. He's going to assess it, determine what the facts are based on the information he receives, and that's what he's going to make his decision on. So what I'm feeling here is that this may be a judge or somebody Arbitration is the word that's coming through too. But somebody that you need to make sure you provide all of the facts to. You do not want to hold anything back. Because if you do, his decision is final. And if you're holding something back for later to maybe influence things, it's not going to benefit you. It's not going to help. Put all the facts, all the information on the table that he can use to make the decision. The best decision. Because he'll have all the information. That is strongly what this is feeling like, is somebody who is going to be making a decision that could impact your future. Now, this could even be somebody at work, especially with the swords here. So it could be about a project or a decision on funding for a project. You want to make sure they have all the possible information on the options available so that they can make a choice. That means pros and cons of each one's too. Each of the options that they're going to have to look at. So when you present your proposal, it needs to be very detailed, very concise. You do want to put numbers in there, so make sure you're doing your homework there. Just FYI on that. That's what we have in February. In March, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is a point in time where you're just you kind of pause in what you're doing or in the thought of making changes. You're just doing an assessment. Where am I at right now? What's working for me? What isn't working for me? What do I want to change? So it's just that process of assessing things, evaluating where you're at, what you're doing. I've already said that one way. But trying to determine what it is that you want to nurture within yourself next. What is it that you want? In what area of life do you want to focus your attention right now? What do you want to grow at this time? And that's in March. It's just that time of assessment, taking that break, saying, time out, what do we want to do? That's where you're at here in March. And then in April, we have the Knight of Cups. Cups are about our emotions and intuition. And for some reason, I have the image of a letter coming in from the mail for you. I know there's a letter there, but that's very firmly in my mind, is a letter in the mail. So this could be a love letter, or it could be some sort of, maybe from someone you haven't heard from in a while, an old pen pal. But it's a very formal feeling thing. It could be an invitation. So invitations may be going in the mail here in April. And that might be something that some of you need to know, is that your invitations need to go out in April. Okay. So the Knights for me, now that we're beyond the letter part, are someone who has been to college, so they have all the knowledge, the theories about how things should work. They don't have any experience yet. So they can be someone, they're not interested right now in committing to any one area. They're trying things out. They're exploring. They're trying to see how it really works, or what works for them and what doesn't work. They're gaining experience. So this is someone you may encounter this month that's kind of a flirt. They might be fun to be around. They're out for a good time, but it's not something that's going to be serious or long term. So keep that in mind too here in the month of April. It's about a good time. It's not about a long-term commitment. I mean, unless maybe you're sending out the invitations. Okay. Now in May, we have the Empress, another major arcana card. So another card that will indicate a shift for you. It's a card of creation. She's the mother of the tarot. And we see here, she's giving birth to the world. The mother goddess. She's very fertile. She's very nurturing and soothing. So it could be a very creative month for you where you are involved in artistic things or crafts, literally. It could be a month where you are planting or working in a garden or with the earth. I'm feeling like fingers digging into the rich, dark earth. Feels really good, really good. And making that connection with the earth and really grounding yourself with your feet firmly planted on the ground. So getting a lot of very earth mother energy and fertility here in May, which kind of makes sense for me. So keep that in mind here for May. It's going to be a very creative month. It's going to be a very productive month. There's the word. A very productive month for you in whatever it is that you choose to do. You're going to feel very connected also through the process of producing something. Like you're really connected to it. Okay, now here in the month of June, we have the Tower. This is a complete and unexpected change that throws you totally off track in at least one area of your life. It's a shift in your foundation. So something that you kind of knew was on shaky ground, maybe you kind of understood that. It's a house of cards, or had been. It's going to be torn down to the foundation, and you're going to have to restart or rebuild in this area of your life. It feels a little bit like you may feel like it's catastrophic, but it's something that's the intention of having this shift for you, of having this event happen, is that it's for your higher good long term. Because what you had was not stable. What you had was not sustainable. So it had to come down sometime, and it just so happens that it's going to happen in June. It's going to feel sudden, even though you may have an inkling that something's about to happen. You won't know when. It's going to be sometime here in June. So if you know that now, you could start trying to be prepared for where you think this shift may happen. But just know that it's going to be quick, like ripping a Band-Aid off. So just be prepared to have to roll with it and make adjustments here in June. Okay. In July, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So another knight, that person who has all of the information but doesn't have the experience yet. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. He's taking his time and he's experimenting. He has different plans. He's figuring out what works and what does not work for him and planting things for the future, for the long term. And this does feel like you, and that kind of makes sense after this Tower moment in June. Now you're getting ready to plant and put down that very strong foundation that does work and is solid and stable. So this is where you're recovering from that, and you're putting things in place that will support you long term, that will hold up long term. That's what July feels like. Now we're moving into August with the Ten of Wands. Wands are a fire element, so they're very active, bold, vivacious, fierce kind of energy, also creative. And what I'm feeling off of this card for you is moving on. You're moving on to the next thing. You're excited about it. You have no regrets. You have what you need. So you're focused on having what you need. Minimally. Just what you need to move so that you can transition to the next area, so that you want your bags to be packed light So it's easy to change directions if you choose to. But you're forging your own path here. This is under your own steam and direction. You're going forth boldly into the future. And you have everything you need with you. So marching on is also the term that's coming through. You're marching on in August. Then in September, another major arcana card. I mean, why not? 1 1/4, right? It is literally 1 1/4. September with the wheel. The wheel is about change. It's about evolution, right? So we're constantly evolving in some area of our life, sometimes more than one area of our life. This one's going to be, again, another shift that changes your perspective, changes your outlook, is actually what's coming through on life, on what you want to do, on what's important to you. And I like here, the wheel is the 10th card in the major arcana, and you just came off of the 10 of Wands. So this is a continuation of an end of one cycle and the beginning of something new for you. So continuing on this journey that you've begun here in August into September. And again, just having what you need and not worrying about anything extra, but staying focused on one step at a time as you're moving. And it's starting to feel like things are really moving and really picking up for you and evolving. But you're on top of it. You're part of it. You're fully engaged in this transition, in this change that's going on. And it's more like you're controlling the speed of the wheel. But it's still moving. It's still moving. But you have some control over how fast it's moving. Or how fast you are moving as you go throughout this month. The bottom line is you'll end up where you're supposed to be by this end of September. You'll end up where you're supposed to be. And then, once you get there, we're going into October with the 2 of Swords. This is a card about having to make a decision. And you want to be the one to make this decision. Because you could choose not to make any decision at all, which means someone else or the universe is going to make that decision for you, and then you really won't like it at all. So the goal here is to make that decision. You can't see and you won't know all the facts, all the possible outcomes. This is a decision that you may need to make very quickly, but it's something that you need to choose. You need to decide. So instead of, because you won't know all the facts and have all the information or know what all the outcomes, you need to trust your heart. You need to trust your intuition to help make this decision. You need to go with the one that feels the most right for you and you alone. What feels the most right, like the best decision for you. And it may not seem, based on the very limited information you have, for some cases anyway, it may not seem like that might be the best decision for you, but it feels like the right one. So that's the one that you should choose. Don't base your decision on logic, but make the decision. That's in October. And then in November, we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands. So once again, that fire, passion, boldness, creativity, and another king. He is super confident. He pursues what he wants wholeheartedly with everything, passionately. This feels like you, now that you've landed where you want to be and you've made a decision about what you want to do next here, about whatever this was, you are now stepping boldly and confidently into your future, into your space, where you are right in that present moment. You have this very bold, very confident energy, very sure of yourself. Yeah, that's what keeps pushing through. Very sure of yourself. Chasing those dreams, chasing those plans, and not worried about the outcome. Just going for it. Because you know it's going to turn out the way that it's supposed to. Whatever that is, it's what it's supposed to be. Wow, that's cool. That's what I have for Sagittarius Sun, Libra Rising. Please hit that like button and please hit subscribe and help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later.